Welcome to Chapter 1, Lesson 2, the order of operations. The Indiana Academic Standard for today's lesson is 7.3.4, which states we're going to evaluate numerical expressions and simplify algebraic expressions by applying the correct order of operations and the properties of rational numbers. I want to take a little trip down memory lane. I want you to think about when you did order of operations in the past. Your teacher probably had a little phrase for you to remember. I want you to think really long and hard. It begins with P. P-E-M-D-A-S. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We also know this stands for the order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division from left to right, and addition and subtraction from left to right. Another way of thinking about this is working inside the grouping symbols for the first step. We won't have any exponent problems tonight, so then you'd skip right to doing multiplication and division. And again, remember, it's from left to right, and then addition and subtraction from left to right. Don't forget, if you need to stop the video or rewind it or pause it so that you can finish copying the notes, take your time copying the notes. If you have any questions throughout this lesson, be sure to write them in your notes, and we can talk about them in class then. Okay, we're going to start right away with some examples today. We are going to start with example number 1, and the way we show it or show our work for this is a little bit differently. So we're going to start by writing the problem just like you would for your homework. So we would copy the entire problem down. So we have 8 minus 2 times 2. Order of operations tells us to start with parentheses. We have none. Step 2 says do exponents. Again, we have none. Step 3 says to do multiplication and division from left to right. We have a multiplication problem. So we are going to take 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is 4. So we write that answer down here. And we bring everything else down. We did not deal with that subtraction, the 8, so we just bring it right straight down. By drawing that caret in there, that shows us what we're doing. So our next step is to do 8 minus 4. So we're going to again draw a caret. Little mark there. We'll get rid of that. So we draw the caret under 8 minus 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. So our answer is 4. And this is how I would like for you to show your work. Don't forget, if you need to stop the video or rewind it or pause it so that you can finish copying the notes, take your time copying the notes. If you have any questions throughout this lesson, be sure to write them in your notes, and we can talk about them in class then. Okay, now we're going to try example number 2, and again we're going to use order of operations. As we have done in the past, we're going to rewrite the problem. So we're going to write the problem down. We have 12 divided by 3 minus 1 times 2 plus 1. So again, first step, parentheses, we have none. Second step, exponents, we have none. Third step, multiply and divide from left to right. Now, because of the left to right, we're actually going to do the division first here. So we are going to take 12 divided by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then we rewrite the rest of the problem. Our next step that we're going to do is the multiplication. So we're going to take 1 times 2. So again, we draw that caret in there. 1 times 2 is 2. We bring everything else down. Our final step on order of operations is add and subtract again from left to right. Because of the left to right, we're going to do the 4 minus 2 first. So 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So our final answer is 3. Don't forget, if you need to stop the video or rewind it or pause it so that you can finish copying the notes, take your time copying the notes. If you have any questions throughout this lesson, be sure to write them in your notes and we can talk about them in class then. I want you to try these 3 problems on your own. So pause the video and try the problems. Now I'll show you the correct way to solve these problems. Always start by writing the problem down. So 2 plus 5 times 3. You should have done multiplication first. So 5 times 3 is 15. So we get 2 plus 15, which is 17. For problem B, again, copy the problem down. 12 divided by 3 minus 1. We should do the division first. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Bring down the minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. Final problem on this side. 10 minus 1 times 7. We should do the multiplication. 1 times 7 is 7. So we have 10 minus 7, which gives us an answer of 3. Don't forget, if you need to stop the video or rewind it or pause it so that you can finish copying the notes, take your time copying the notes. If you have any questions throughout this lesson, be sure to write them in your notes and we can talk about them in class then. Okay, now we're going to do some more simplifying. These are with grouping symbols. These are brackets that we're seeing here. We're going to start by writing the problem down again. So we have 20 minus 3, and we have a bracket symbol followed by a parenthesis of 5 plus 2, followed by the other parenthesis symbol, minus 1, and we put all of that in brackets. So we start with our parentheses, and we are going to start with the parentheses inside the bracket. So we are going to take 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So now we have 7 minus 1 inside of the brackets. We still have that 3 out in front there, and we recopy the subtraction sign in the 20. Next, we have to do what's inside the bracket. So we're going to take 7 minus 1, which is 6. We can continue to put it in brackets. You could change it to parentheses. They really are the same thing. We put that 3, the subtraction sign again, the 20. Next, we're going to do 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is 18. Going to write that in. Recopy the 20 minus 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. So all of that work, and we get a final answer of 2. I would suggest pausing the video if you're not finished copying the problem. Now I would like for you to try these 2 problems on your own. Work both of them out, and then check your answers. Pause the video at this time so that you can work these problems out. All right, we're going to do the quick check number 2, 2A. We'll start by writing down the problem. We have 4 minus 1 times 2 plus 6 divided by 3. we take a look at this problem, the first thing you should have done is 1 times 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Bring everything else down. The next problem that we would, or the next part that we would need to do is 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Again, we bring the other parts down. Now we're going to do our addition and subtraction from left to right. That means we're going to have to start with a subtraction. We are going to take 4 minus 2, which is 2. Then we're going to add 2 to that, and we get a final answer of 4. I would suggest pausing the video at this time to finish or check and make sure that you've done all the problem correctly. Okay, now we're going to take a look at 2B, and grab my pen here. Alrighty, so we have 5 plus 6 times 4 divided by 3 minus 1. The first thing we're going to have to do is 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And we bring down everything else with the problem. Next, we're going to do our division. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Again, we bring down everything else that we hadn't used in the problem. 5 plus 8 is 13. Bring down the minus 1. 13 minus 1 is 12. Again, pause the video if you need more time to check your work. Okay, we're going to try one final example here today. And this example is great because it involves a fraction, which students can sometimes be very confused about. We have the problem 1 plus 10 minus 2 over 4. Now, we've already talked about the fraction can mean division. Well, we can't divide 4. 4 can't go into 10 minus 2 the way it stands. So what you have to think about when you see this problem is it's almost like that 10 minus 2, even though it doesn't have parentheses, it's almost like it does. It's like they're almost invisible. We have to do that 10 minus 2 first. So I'm going to put my caret here. And show that I'm doing 10 minus 2, which is 8. So I have 8 over 4 now, which I will be able to divide that in a moment. We still have to add 1 to that. Next, I'm going to do the 8 divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I now have 1 plus 2, which gives me 3. Go ahead and take a moment, pause if you need to, make sure you get that written down. We're actually going to do one more example before we're finished up for the day. Okay, the problem that we're going to look at is 6 minus 27 minus 9 over 9. And so we're going to start with 27 minus 9. And 27 minus 9 is 18. And we put that over 9. We still are going to have to divide by 9. We bring down that 6 minus. Now we're going to take 18 and divide by 9. And my pen's kind of getting jerky today. And erase that. There we go. Let's see if we can get that 9 fixed. Very, very jerky pen. Okay, so 18 divided by 9 is 2. So now we have 6 minus 2. And 6 minus 2 is 4. So at this point, I would pause the video if you need to get any of that copied down because that's the last problem for the day. If you have any questions, take the time now to write them down and we'll talk about those in class.